hot air balloon, and you look down, you see the different features of the earth on it. Okay, and it's like an aerial view. You can see the roads, you can see the villages, farms, you can see the buildings, then you can see river, mountains. All these features are shown on a map. Now this map is of different sizes. Some are small, some are big, okay, according to the purpose. Now there is something called an atlas, all right? Don't think I have it here. All right, so atlas is nothing but a collection of maps. All right, it is a book, a collection of maps in the form of a book, where you have maps of different countries, different continents, national and international. Then you have physical maps, political maps, all the maps of different states individually are all put up in the book. So this is known as an atlas. Now there's another word known as cartography. What is cartography? It is the art of map making. Art of map making is known as cartography. The next term we have here is cartographer. Since we are dealing with map, let us see who is a cartographer. Cartography is the art of map making, and a person who deals with map, studies the map, is known as a cartographer. All right? Now, why is map important? Okay? Why is map important? It is useful for all. You, me, if you want to go and locate a particular place, you need the help of map to go and reach that particular place. Okay, now who uses map? First of all, it is used by all. All right? Then, to get accurate information, if you want to find a place accurately, you need a help of a map. With the help of map, you can locate the place exactly where it is situated on the earth. Then the defense people, okay, defense people also use it for strategic purposes, okay, where to go and have the bases, all right. Then also the town and country planning, okay, if you want to have a town plant somewhere or a country planning, map is very important. Where is the river flowing, where is the mountain, is it a dry place or desert, where are these particular features located? It's very important for a person to know if they are wanting to develop a town or a country. And also the Department of Population, scientists, traffic managers, all of these people require map. All right, so it is used by all for their own purposes, different purposes. Now, what are some of the advantages of map over globe? Okay. Now, if you think in your mind the difference between a globe and a map, all right. Now, if you see, it is on a flat piece of paper. All right, it is drawn on a flat piece of paper, very easy to see and read. At the same time, a globe map is a two-dimensional picture, and globe it's a three-dimensional picture. All right. Now, if I want to carry to classes, or if I want to go with the map to some other place, I can just fold it, put it in my bag or in my pocket and walk away. But to carry this globe in my hand, it becomes bulky and big, right? All right, so we have an advantage here that map can be easily carried from one place to another place, and then can draw for any single theme. Okay, if I want to draw with a particular theme, I can draw it separately just as one map. Now if I have to calculate distance between 2 points on a map, it becomes again very easy for me, rather than making a globe and finding these 2 places on the globe. So calculating distance between any 2 points is very easy on a map. And what is a map? It's a valuable tool for study. Okay. Now if you have a collection of maps in the library, it gives you a lot of knowledge about particular places, how it is, and what are the features of that place. It's a tool for us. Now if you look into the ancient time, okay, people tried to depict the feature in different ways. And if you have studied about the old age or the early age, you see that people tried to draw many things on the cave walls, right? And they would draw pictures of animals, picture of human beings, picture of landforms. They all tried to tell us how the earth was long time ago. Okay, so how did we get this knowledge about the things which had happened many thousands of years back? It's due to the map. So it is a tool for a geographer. Okay, it helps the geographer to find out many details, okay, many things. All right, now as we said disadvantages of globe, now map also has some disadvantages. As I told you, every coin has 2 faces and everything has good and bad effect. Now let's talk about the disadvantages of map. All right, now if you see that all the features of the real earth are not possible to show on the map. All right, all the features of the earth is not possible to reproduce on a map. And let me also tell you that why map is important, because we cannot draw the whole area in a small piece of paper. Okay, so particular place can be brought down to a small size using a scale, and then we can draw it on a map. So all the features of the real earth cannot be reproduced on a map. This is one disadvantage. Second disadvantage, that being 2-dimensional, map cannot retain all the properties. Okay, all the properties cannot be shown because it is only of a 2-dimensional. Then shape and size of the continent. Okay, now we know that there are 7 continents, right? Starting from North America, South America, Africa, Europe, Asia, Australia, Antarctica. Now, if you come very closely here, there is a line which is running between the globe, okay? And that is a 0-degree equator. Now, as you move away from the center of the latitude 0 degree, the size distorts. Okay, shape and size of the continent get distorted. And mainly when you are moving away from the latitude and go towards the poles. All right. So the shape and size get the distortion increases as they go towards the poles. And then these are the 2 points of the earth, the North Pole and the South Pole. And one more important thing, let me tell you, that whenever you're seeing a map, always remember the top is always the north, okay? Then the bottom, south, towards the right side is east and left side is west. All right. So these are the 4 main directions of a map. Whenever you see a map, if you know north, you will automatically know all the other directions. All right. These are the 4 cardinal directions of a map. So it helps you to find places, find features very easily on a map. And to study the map, you need a key. Okay? and there are 5 elements. All right, we have the title, direction, scale, grid system and legend. These are the 5 elements which helps you to study the map. All right, okay, let me just write down here for you. Five elements of a map. Number 1, we'll start with title, scale, direction, grid, and the last one is legend or key. Legend or symbol, you can say, or also key. All right, now it's very important for anyone to know all these 5 elements which will help them to study the map in a proper way. Okay, now what does the title say? The title in a map tells you which type of a map it is, whether it is a physical map showing the physical features or a political map. Okay, it tells you which particular type of a map it is. And the primary and secondary. Primary title tells you about the country or the state or the district of which the particular map is. And the secondary title tells you about the political road or crop map or relief map or any other map you are studying. Okay, the next is the scale. Now what is scale? The definition for scale is it is a ratio between 2 points in the map and the actual distance between the two on the ground. Okay, so what is a scale? It is a ratio between 2 points on a map and the actual distance between these 2 points on the ground. To be more simple, it is the ground distance and the map distance. All right, so scale is very important because we cannot draw a map as big as the real earth or a part of it which we are studying. So we have to bring down that particular place into a scale to be able to draw it in a flat piece of paper and study it as a map. Okay, the next one is direction. As I've already mentioned that the main 4 directions are north, always on top it's indicated north, and if it is not indicated, it is assumed that the topmost part of the map is always north, bottom is south, to your right is the east, and to your left is the west. This is the 4 main directions. Now there is something known as a rose compass. Okay, the compass rose, another term as compass rose. Compass rose. All right, now what is this compass rose? All right, compass rose is made when you divide it between the cardinal directions. Okay, the space between north and east becomes your northeast. The space between south and east becomes your southeast. The space between west and south, southwest, and between north and west becomes northwest. So if you complete this whole circle, it looks something like a rose. Okay, So rows compile